Boys,
Yeah.
we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good day.
Hey, everybody. Mark, we can't hear you, but before anybody goes on, and I'm going to introduce Mark, and it's going to be pretty cool. Somebody's phone's going off, you shitheads.
Yeah, your message.
Yeah,
okay. We're now live.
Okay, so let's all welcome Mark from Townsville onto the show. Here he is.
Hi.
Hey,
G'day,
say hi,
mate.
Mark, everybody.
How you going?
How's things?
Yeah, good, buddy. Haven't seen you since like last week.
Yeah, seems like that, doesn't it?
He hasn't got any fucking prettier. That's it.
I can't
Hey,
help it.
Mandy.
Mandy?
Hey.
Hi.
There's Jason in the
Don't
corner.
fuck. Hey.
Hi,
That's
James.
Mark and Mandy. Not Mork and Mindy. Mark and Mandy.
Hello from Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, Jim.
Nice to meet you.
So,
The shirt is a giveaway, Jim.
yeah, Jim.
I could be down the block from you, Paul. I could just wear the shirt. I could be right down the street from you.
Okay.
No, you wouldn't.
So, just before, while we got Mandy there, and Wombat, hopefully he'll hear this later, but he'll probably know. I would like to introduce you to the future owners of Outlaw Paints Australia, Mark and Mandy.
Sorry.
Hi.
Yeah. So, yep, Mark and Mandy are going to be the future owners of Outlaw Paints Australia.
There we go. Well done.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
The only
Good for
reason is, well, Mark's okay, but Mandy's really brainy. Lovely people. Mark is a modeler, and Mark has a passion for Australian products and perfection. And Outlaw will be run exactly the same way, but probably with more intelligence, more drive, and
Pretty
I'll always
enhanced.
be here to help them both out. But as you all know, I'm not getting any better, and it's a struggle for me. But Mark's cut from the same cloth I am, and he's about people, and they both are. So that's the future of Outlaw right there. I'm sorry, let's all have a prayer session right now. But I'm going to let Mark and Mandy take over for a second, and they can introduce themselves. We prefer to hear from Mandy. Mark, please, that'd be better.
Oh, okay. You can go first. You've got to let the boss go first, don't you?
Yes. There you go.
Right.
Mark.
Well, we're based in Townsville. We've actually been quite fortunate. We've met some of you guys before. My background is I worked in the railway and I've run basically businesses before for other people. My wife, Mandy, is from Hong Kong. So her current position is importing and exporting that she runs from home. So she runs a Hong Kong business here at home. So at the exact moment in time, Mandy will be taking over 99% of the admin jobs to start with, to give me a chance to be able to basically learn everything I need to know about Outlaw Paints, and between the two of us, we'll offer the support exactly the same it has been moving forward. We don't want to change something if it's not broken. And
I have a question, Mark.
Sorry?
I have a question.
Yes.
Seeing you're taking over Outlaws, does this mean you won't ring me when I'm on the website?
No, that's part of the contract. If you see Paul Price on the website, call him.
Order more. Okay, Jason.
What you should have.
My first question, Mark.
Oh, here we go.
What do you got a question mark for?
Question mark.
Questions,
It's more like an
Jason.
exclamation, but anyway. Sorry?
I have seen your garage.
I knew you were going to bring that up, eh? I knew it. As soon as you said I have a question, I'm thinking I don't want to go here.
Like, you could get what? Maybe another bench, a poster.
You're hurtful. Very hurtful. The question is, did you see my backyard?
It has grass. Oh, hang on, it's Townsville. It's probably not green, so
Well, that's true. That is true. But there'll be less of it. We've got to
So
put
it's
a shed up the backyard. Say again?
Is it extensive? Is there enough for a 30 by 20 metre garage?
Be able to pick
Or
them up.
shed.
Oh, we've got over two lots. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that right?
Oh, you'll be fine.
Sounds like a small factory to me.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. It's just ideal.
Yeah.
The way that the yard is to be able to put two reasonably close sheds. So
I'm just.
that's where we're at the moment.
What are we going to be looking at?
Well, what about,
I'll give
Hey,
you.
guys.
G'day,
I'll
mate.
write you a list.
so just to
So we got
Mark, who's got something going on in the background?
I
That's
want to
James.
That's James. That's James.
Oh, sorry guys, my bad.
Okay.
We weren't listening, James.
Yeah, so Mark Wombat, unless you heard, you weren't here. Say hello to Mark up in the corner. He and his wife Mandy will be the future owners of Outlaw Paints Australia.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
And anytime you like part of the contract will be anytime you see you on the website, Paul on the website, James on the
Yeah,
website,
phone call.
you ring you up and say, hey, order more, you shitheads. 10 bottles is never enough. But you'll get looked after by this with the same care and love that I gave you. And that's the main point. And Mark will back it up. It's not being sold to somebody who's looking to make millions of dollars or it's just pump out an alternative. It's going to be done with the same care and passion that I've had for it. So, but I know physically that I can't keep going for a lot longer health-wise. So
Well, we
I'd
all
rather
knew
go
that.
into the hands of people who give a shit about it and care about it. So
Question, Mark.
Yes.
No, it's-
Does that mean you'll have time to build now?
fuck off. I found the tank part. Look, here's the tank. Look, there's the tank.
It's not a tank, it's Tupperware.
Anyway, but,
Is that a
Jim's got a
Tupperware
question.
tank, Jason? Is that a Tupperware tank?
Oh, look, we've got the armor part.
No, Mark, I do have a question, if I may ask.
Yes, yes,
It's
sorry,
actually for both Jason and Mark. Jason, now that you're selling this, will you be handing over everyday operations as well? Does this mean that you'll no longer be involved in the manufacturing of the paint?
I will not be I won't be making any paint. I will show Mark all my lack of skill that I can possibly do. But if any time Mark or Mandy have a question about Outlaw or how to make new paint, he'll know. And if he doesn't, I'll be there to help.
Okay, so
I
you'll be
just-
there as kind of like a consultant or something like that on the side, or
No, I'll
Consultant.
be just,
I like that.
I'll be just a good mate. That is a
Yes.
thing we do here in
Okay.
Oz. A mate asks for help.
Okay.
You don't say, "Hey, mate, that's $50 or whatever." You say, "How can I help you?"
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Well, congratulations, Mark, on the purchase, and I'm looking forward to it continuing because here in America, Outlaw Paints is just starting to make a name for itself. I mean, being able to be let me rephrase that. It's known, but people are asking where can I get it, and there is one distributor, and it's starting to grow. So I'm looking forward to it to continue to do that because I want to get access to it regularly, and it's worth the money no matter what. But being able to get it here in America is a good thing, and it's just starting to grow here. So I look forward to it to continue because, in my opinion, this isn't just hyperbole. That's damn good paint.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree. Initially, I believe Mandy will be fielding a lot of questions and things as I'm developing my techniques, I guess, for the bottling and distribution and things. But eventually, we're hoping to be that more 50-50, so that I'll still have interaction with everybody, but I'm hoping to get more as well. So, and we are looking, as you're in Chicago, so where's your nearest distributor, Jim?
It is a gentleman by the name of Ed. He runs, what is it called again? Bob's Hobby and RC, Jason? Is that it?
Yeah, Bob's Hobby Shop in RC in
Yeah,
Arkansas.
and he's based in Arkansas, which is about 600 miles from me. So that's pretty close. I mean, I don't mind doing business with Ed, and I'm very glad for that, because that actually does, that's close to the California, Texas, or the East Coast, or wherever else. But that's the one I know of. Jason, are there any other U.S. distributors coming around?
There might be. Mike Kine is he's on Instagram. Blue and Plastic. He's looking at starting up as well. So, and he's one of them. Well, you met Mike the other week, I think. We had him on.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, his level of modelling is what we all dream to be, kind of thing. It's sort of like looking at Wombat and Paul going, "We're not worthy."
What?
I'll piss off
Only got
you.
off to the promise.
Yeah. So, but hey, Gilly, sorry, mate, I wasn't ignoring you. So
It was.
yeah, that's Mark, and
Our new best friend.
your very new best friend. And Mark, when
Yes.
these people like Paul, Bilge, James, and Wombat, because they're in this country, say, "Oh, mate, I'll pay full price." Yeah,
We will.
Yeah, you just say, "Hey, go root your boot." Oops, I'm sorry. What's that you received in the mail? Oh,
Jason, just make sure if you give him the email regarding the enterprise.
yeah. So the Enterprise paint is a hard paint to make, and it is in the works. Like, it's just this. James will let you know exactly what it's like.
That enterprise, Mark.
Chunky.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, question, Buck.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, mate.
How are we going for the colours for the Bismarck?
Bismarck, I reckon that's about 5 weeks off.
Copy that.
Am I allowed to ask a question?
Yeah.
Which one? Your ones there, the other ones for the Secret Squirrel project.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on their way, mate. They're a good 6 weeks off, but they are being made.
That's all right. I'm patient. I know you're good for it.
And James will let you know, like, what it's like to actually, and having made it, what it's like. Like, it doesn't just, you see me make it, but when you're developing a new color, it's a whole new. It's just, well, you guys know the color.
Sorry, Jason.
You guys know what the accuracy of Outlaw is.
Yes.
When you spray it, that's the color you get. Like, it's the one you want. That's it, perfect. So I know Mark's very anal. Hey, Harry, about getting things perfect. So when I show him how to develop new colors and the process, he's exactly the same. Mark's not one of these people who go, "Oh, that's a too hard basket. Sorry, I don't do that." He's a driven man, and he wants Outlaw to be number one in the world. So,
Well, that's
and
all
'cause
right.
his
I'll
name will
have
be
a
attached.
headache for him in the future.
And as long as he can get a haircut for men, we'll be happy.
For sure.
And that headache will be HMAS Hood, 1941.
Is it in
May.
black and white photo?
So
Okay.
again,
Isn't that just reject shop grey primer?
Hey, Bilge, send me a black and white photo and tell me to work it out.
well, considering I have a 1/200 Bismarck and
Hey,
I
Dom.
also have a 1/200
Hey, Dom.
Hood, I want because I'm doing the I'm redoing my Bismarck in May 41 when she was lost, and Hood will also be done in the same era.
You had
And
me worried then.
I have
What, you're going
a
to do a diorama.
Oh God.
Had 1-200 diorama. Jesus
Whoa.
Christ! I need a whole
What-
entire shed for
What
that.
were they? 14 mile apart when they started shooting?
Exactly.
Why don't you do a
what's
diorama of
4
how
miles
much
in
Rose
one
Wood is
foot?
now?
20,000 yards apart, or 21,000 yards apart when they open range. So that'd be a big diorama, dude. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? No, not doing it. Not doing it.
So
Get the
before we
Vietnam
move
one
on
done
any
first.
further, we'll play a little show and tell game because James has worked his ass off on these projects on the bench.
Oh, the HQ, I love it.
Here we go. You are on.
A boomerang.
Really?
I like it already.
So the DDA HQ GDS Monaro in liniment green with Rosso red leather interior and also cream leather interior. The cream came from the Effigy Effigy project. Lazy model GDS stripe mask kit, and also his resin wheels, just because they look a lot better than the DDA ones. There's no doubt about it. I today went out. Oh, and Mark 4 Supra front seats, because why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a resto mod?
Say again?
Resto mod?
Yeah, that's right. Just bringing the comfort up to date. That's all. Yes, the kit's okay. Don't get me wrong, but we all know it's just a plastic version of their die-cast kit.
Yep.
That's already made for you. I'll tell you what. Maybe in time, this would be something I could give to Tim. It'd be a good starter kit, really, for a person before they get into a full car kit, I reckon. But one of the things I did love is the screwing in of the major subsections.
Yeah, that's good, that.
Instead of relying on glue and then waiting forever for it to occur. Definitely the screwing in of the subsections, I reckon, is probably the best part about it, maybe, of the construction side. But the body's great. Definitely looks like a HQ.
Well, it doesn't have any dents on it.
Yet. No rust on it yet.
Yeah, and not only that, but the panel lines down the side are too crisp,
Too even.
too sharp. How many bloody old Kingswoods have you seen that those crisp lines are like rounded?
My father's.
Yeah. And then I got the little boomerang sitting here. I just put its little the landing gear on before we all went live, or before we were in the back room, whatever. So I'm waiting for it to dry.
Just go drain the bilge.
And then I just thought I'd put my Collins class submarine on because it was sitting there, really.
Must be the only working one.
Yep.
Oh, mate, this does everything. It collects dust. It controls the TV. Yeah. But
James, what kit is the boomerang?
it's the Airfix kit,
Epic.
mate.
Okay.
Jim.
Well, the 172nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see a quarter. I'd like to see a new quarter scale a model of the boomerang.
yeah, I haven't put a clear coat over this yet.
It's not you.
No. What was it? 1960 something, 63 or 64, the mold was?
Yeah, you're talking about the Airfix kit. Yeah, that's an old.
Yeah. And actually, I think this Boomerang is one of the most reproduced or re-released kits Airfix have ever done. So it makes you wonder why they haven't remolded it on a new mold.
Yeah.
Oh, 124th.
Well, I know that they've got I know they released that in their vintage classic range.
That's what this
Boomerang.
is, yeah.
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 That's what this is.
So that looks bloody awesome. Wombat, what have you?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw your news. Yeah, your new additions on Instagram to your stats.
5 seconds.
Yeah, still picked up a few more rally cars to go to the. They're out in the garage actually.
Wow,
So,
talking
can't
about
show.
coming unprepared. Wow,
Yeah, I know. Been a busy
They are
day.
full size.
Sorry.
wow.
They are full size if they're in the garage.
Oh, I wish.
This is
So,
a man
yeah.
that,
No, you're right. Kick out, Jess.
this is a man that fucking writes down everything on his the instructions, the assembly building plans, but can't remember to bring his kits into for a show.
Yeah. The only thing I've got to show you, I found this when I was cleaning out the garage.
Oh,
A
yeah,
Star Wars Build a Darth Vader.
cool.
So it's a little paper glue Build a Darth Vader helmet.
Oh, fun.
Cool.
nice.
Oh, and Jace, obviously the one you did see that you liked that I found when I was cleaning out the garage as well.
Oh, yeah, did you like my little comment?
I did.
Hang on. Oh, hang on.
The hell?
Hang on. Where is it? Hang on. Yeah.
Wrong one, Bob.
Oh, where is he?
Oh,
Yeah. That's
I didn't even know I had that.
where'd you get that in a box of cereal?
I don't know where I got it from.
Wow.
I didn't even know I had it.
That was only half a joke, Wayne, because
There you go.
when I was a kid, I used to get little cars like that in boxes of alphabets or cornflakes or something like that. They'd have it wrapped in a plastic. You'd pop it open.
Yeah.
You had your little toy car. Collect them all, it said. So
Now it's all
that's
about
why I asked.
safety
It
and
was
children not
it was
choking.
exact perfect size for it.
But Jim,
So
Jim, Chicago, NASCAR.
SVG.
Oh yeah, that's
SVG.
right. It is tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah,
It was
is
today as
tomorrow.
well.
Yeah, I do yeah, but by chance you mentioned that, Jason. I did purchase Peacock, which is a network that's going to be broadcasting it here in the United States. It's a streaming service now, and by chance, because I'm watching the Tour de France, which is on Peacock, I can watch this race if I choose to tomorrow, and I might, but I'm not really all that big into it. I really don't. I mean, a NASCAR race in the city of Chicago, I see that every day if I drive. So the way people drive around here.
Once you've seen the
Massive
Blues Brothers,
tailgating
you don't
and
need to see anything else in Chicago.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Paul?
Once you've seen the Blues Brothers drive in Chicago, you don't need to see anything else.
That's right. That's right. With a big car like they got, that old Monaco, they could do a lot of pushing around of cars nowadays. But anyway, yeah, that is tomorrow. Yes.
So one thing about Shane Van Gisbergen, right? If he is currently he's not a rookie because of his racing history here, but due to his recent entrance into the NASCAR scene in the US, and he's doing so darn bloody well.
Because you can go left and right.
Well, yeah. What does that say for the rest of the American drivers? You have a foreigner coming in, and he just annihilates everyone. First season, let's go.
Imagine what it'll be like when he learns to figure out the oval racing properly.
Yeah.
Suck it up, boys.
It's pretty wild. But I've got to get one of those. Yeah, nah, Elliot, please.
Yeah, one of the Salvanos kits, Jace.
Hey?
Was that one of the Salvanos kits you were going to say you wanted to get?
Oh, no, I've
That's
got
a
about
Salvino,
13 of them in the cupboard. But no, I want to get the Blues Brothers mobile. In that cupboard in the corner, and James has seen it. What do you reckon, mate? I've got 50 or 60 NASCAR kits alone.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Mark's shaking his head. Well, remember when I was in Townsville the other year and bought bulk Mascar kits as well and other models and craziness. But that's another thing, while we're on the subject. With the sale of Outlaw, I will be able to build. And with Aussie Modelers Live, like Mark can just pop in when he does, and we can talk about how he's fucked up. Yeah, and
Of course.
yeah, and how he needs his finger out his ass and make this colour and where's my colour and why
He's got
can't
the
you
right
walk on
coffee
water?
cup.
Cut a long story short, you're going to finish the Supernatural in the tank.
I'll get and when I
And the Lancaster.
And the Spitfire.
And the Spitfire.
And
And
when
the
Mrs.
Aslan?
Outlaw, when Mrs. Outlaw agreed to it, right? She and Mark knows it was very reluctant. Because she knows as well as you guys do what's in here, but she says, "Oh, that'd be great. You can do this. There was no mention of making models."
Right. Mow the lawn, sweep the yard.
Oh yeah, the honeydew list just got longer, Jake. Yeah.
It's just like
Yep.
modeling. I mean, 2042 is looking great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it honestly, guys, and those out in Chatland, it couldn't go to a more trusted person for what Outlaw represents. It's a modeler's paint. So
Gilly, are you asking Wombat what kit he wants?
Oh, is that what it was in the comments?
yeah,
Model
and it's
lead
Wombat.
guy, I think.
Wombat.
Wombat? I've been called plenty of things, but not Wombat.
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 There we go.
You get
Let's
that
have
at
a peek.
Walmart.
Gilly, stop drinking. Wombat. Tell me what kit you want.
I know. You want my Grail kit or do you want a specific kit, Gil?
No, he
Oh,
wants.
rail kits.
Don't get started.
Don't you, Wombat? Don't you build armor? Don't you build armor, Wombat?
I build a bit of everything. Armor, cars, aircraft,
No, the man.
you name it.
Okay.
What's
The only
man?
thing I don't do or haven't done is ships.
Yeah,
have a
I hear you.
cool
I'm the same way. I can't do them right. I don't build them.
I think I've got one in the stash, which is one 720th scale USS Carl Vinson. And I've got that because it's part of a project I'm doing with Vincent and the Air Wing Carrier Wing 15. And the only other thing I've got that's even close to a ship is the Tamiya Patrol Boat River.
You know what Gilly's sounding like now? A dealer. I can get whatever you want, man. Just
Mate.
come on.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
I've got a peek. I've got the limited edition fag boat.
Hang on.
Oh, you got that, James. Okay.
I've had
Yeah.
this for about 10 years.
Hibbo be breaking out the sock.
And then my other ship kit is the HMS Kelly because my wife's name's Kelly, and it just kind of went, so I bought it.
My
Yeah,
ultimate holy grail, and I will never ever get my hands on it. I will have to scratch build it.
What's that, a
That
female?
would be a 1-200 HMAS Sydney 2. That would be my ultimate holy grail.
Mm-hmm.
What was her
She was a
what was her
Leander
building
class.
class?
Leander class cruiser.
So,
We went up against the Cormorant and got
Yeah.
got her butt handed to her, but she also took the Cormorant down as well.
Hey,
Lost with
Plastic
all hands.
Monkey.
Hey,
you're
Mark.
such a friendly chappy there, Jim. What's on benches, people? Mine's still the GT over there.
amongst other things.
amongst other things. You had to bring that up, didn't you? Hang on, Paul.
Well, you said what's on the bench.
Oh,
Well, it's not on the
nice.
bench, is it?
Oh,
It's in
yes,
your hand.
the Eagle Transporter. Excellent.
And where is it? This one's just off the Lambraro.
What's that?
Yeah.
Is that McLaren in there?
It's a 69 Camaro
Yeah.
V12 Lamborghini.
with a Lamborghini V12 in it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What colour is that again?
Aracino, something or other, Lamborghini colour.
Okay.
And the Tirana's still ongoing, and so's the Charger.
Very good.
Which box Tirana do you have?
Full ball, isn't it?
The full bore kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, James and I were talking about the difference between
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
the quality.
Big primer.
Yeah, you have to show it off, don't you?
Everyone likes pink bits. I mean,
It's going to be pink anyway.
So we were talking about the quality, like between DDA and full bore, the attention to detail. Like basically, as DDA is a curbside kit, they're very maybe a little bit more than a curbside. Where Andrew and full bore models, it is detailed out of its brain. Like it's
He does
Everything
do
is-
upgrade for the full DDA kit.
it's what?
He does do upgrades for the DDA kits.
yeah.
Full chassis, interiors.
It's something special. So, hey, Scots. So yeah, that's. I strongly suggest anybody, if you're looking at a Holden car, first go and have a look at what Andrew's got on his website, because he puts so much effort into making those things, and he deserves to be, the recognition for what he produces. Yeah,
And he does
Oh,
do
yeah,
different
exactly.
styles on request.
and he is a very kind-hearted man.
Hey,
so,
Ed.
Oh,
hey, Ed,
Ed's in the
I'll
house
send you a
there,
link,
Jason.
you bloody. Oh, you got to come on with your haircut, you bullhead. No, really, he looks like a human.
And I guess the other thing with full bore is it's actually all made in Australia, whereas DDA is made overseas and brought in.
Yes.
So it's an import.
No,
And
no,
I had-
get on now, you should.
Do have an engine coming for another build I'm doing.
Nice.
For full
Ed.
bore.
Ed, get
You're
on.
168.
You want to see your head, you've got to meet Mark. And just like when we talk
Being a
on,
new supplier.
yeah, just like you and I talk, and I call you an arsehole, and it's great that homeless people get fed.
Next weekend.
He'll treat you the same.
I don't know if Mark can talk like that, Jason.
I reckon he can. I have to educate him. That'll be part of it.
Okay. First question, Mark.
That's the process.
Are you ex-military?
I did 4 years in the Army. I started off in the Army Reserve,
No.
went full-time service for 3 years.
I
And
know,
was a killer.
and it is a pongo, but I mean, what can you do?
That's
Yeah.
all right. My grandfather was a Tobruk Rat. My father was a Centurion driver in Nam, and my half brother served in Timor.
Yeah, our history goes right back.
And Bill
Right.
served everybody.
Go
Yeah, we
play
did well.
hide and drag yourself, Buff.
So Mark, could I mean, maybe some of the guys here already know you, but could you just give a brief something about your background? I mean, are you a modeler? Are you a historian? What'd you do before you, or what are you doing, and what did you do before you purchased Outlaw?
Okay. The short answer is I started modeling when we came to Townsville in 1978.
Year I was born.
Fuck off.
And you don't look a day over it either. Then I've been modeling on and off, back into it for about the last 6.5 years. Was looking at setting up an online store. I have a few kits in the garage, as James has said. And I've got a few kits in my modeling room, which James has also seen. I think his comment was, geez, I wish I bought a bigger truck. But anyway, I've done...
You got a cruiser. Game men need transport too.
He needs a big trailer, that's for sure. Work-wise, I was at 17, I was a storeman in the Army. Then I went to being a truck driver. I've done a lot of different things. I'm qualified computer tech. I was a travel agent. I worked at Humes Rinker on the management committee. I'm train controller by trade now. Done that for 14 years, 15 years in a month's time. And I've done all sorts of odd jobs in periods where I've had time off for holidays, etc. as well. Done a fair bit of traveling. So I've been to the States numerous times, 16 times, I believe, to the States. Lots of places in Asia, a few trips to Europe. Most of the time I end up in hobby shops, which is quite unusual. But I don't know, it's just something. You smell the plastic from down the street and it's just like, oh, I think I know this place. Not really, but I feel at home. But yeah, so done a little bit, lots of different things. I ran a martial arts school for 8.5 years. So,
well, I'll be very careful in my complaints then. I'll be very, very, very respectful in the way I state my complaint, but I don't expect to have any. Anyway, I'm thanks for sharing that. Because
I changed his life when I met him.
I'm sorry.
I know I have an effect on people, but I changed his life when we first met. He couldn't believe it. And he'll back me up on that because he's told me so himself. So
yeah.
Well,
Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I'm glad to hear that it's Outlaw Paints is moving on to someone who is got a background in modeling and is a modeler, because that's what I liked about it from the start, is that it's a model paint made by a modeler for modelers. That may not carry a lot with a lot of people in the modeling community, but for me it does. That means a lot, because it's I don't know, it just does for me. You know, I feel like that they're thinking about the people who are going to be consuming and using the product, and they understand what it is to have to deal with a paint that may not work right all the time, but that is not what Outlaw does. Outlaw works great every time. So, but I'm thanks for sharing, Mark. Thank you.
That's all right, no problem. When I first met Jason, he was telling me about his paint, and I thought, oh yeah, I've heard this from you name all the manufacturers. But then when I gave it a go, I thought, my goodness, it is exactly what he was saying.
There you go, Bilge.
Yep. Okay. I'll see that. Oh, damn. Wait up. Hang on a sec.
Right, back to Mark.
Yeah, back to Mark.
I got it too.
The helicopter that goes with it.
Right.
Yeah, so
Bill. Sorry, back to Mark.
and the thing that really impressed me, I must say, is that every time I use the color, any color, it always comes out the same as the last time I used it, and the same as the last time I used it. When I replace the bottle, it's the same color as the last time I bought the bottle. I have used lots of different paints, and from one day to the next, they can be a different color. So that was the one thing that really impressed me, that you're getting the same color every single time, and you use next to no paint, to get the same color.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks. Hey, Jason. Why don't we acknowledge our latest entry to the fray?
The ghost of walks. Look at him. That copy. He is so asleep right now.
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't even know where he's coming or going.
Oh yeah,
Morning,
you got
Billy.
it right. Hey,
Hang on,
And
before you go, hang on. Well,
Just
everybody,
on
in the
Charles
chat,
F.
check it
Adams
out.
class, I've got another
Wait.
one in the stash.
Bilge, James,
What?
Jim, Paul,
Yeah.
Wombat, check the bottom corner. What do we say after that? 1, 2, 3.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Boys,
Huzzah, boys.
Oh,
Rightio.
Huzzah!
Jimmy, talk to us, brother.
oh yeah, I
We got a full screen on your head. Seriously.
yeah, don't do that.
Come on.
Yeah, my son was awake too. He was going to be here with us, and he texted me at 3:30. I was up, but I didn't get all the way out of bed, and so yeah, I missed him. That's a bummer.
Next week, mate.
Yeah, he'll be on. He's working on a little. Has anybody ever built a Mobius kit? I believe that's how you pronounce it.
I know I've heard of
Yes,
them, and I know that they are now. I think they're manufacturing some of the old Aurora kits, I believe.
Yeah, man. This kit, the instructions and stuff, this kit he's building, man, I never even heard of him. His girlfriend, or his wife, not his girlfriend, his wife bought him the kit, and she just walked in and thought it looked cool and grabbed it and bought it, and we opened it before he left to go back to North Carolina, and man, that's an impressive kit. Like, the instructions are they're all colored, and yeah, I was really impressed with it. He's doing pretty good so far with the fit and stuff. He hasn't built a model on his own ever, and he hasn't actually, built one since him and I did when he was like 8 or 10 years old. So that's pretty cool.
You're not batting well, mate. So far, you've gone from girlfriend to wife, and you forgot daughter-in-law.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law.
Part of your family,
Yeah, good thing she'll never watch this.
What kit is he working on, Jim? What is it?
It's Jason's that's why I didn't say what it was. It's a 67 Ford F100.
Great model. Oh, awesome.
Wow.
It's a pretty cool
original Mobius kit.
A friend of mine
What's
had
that?
a 63.
So is it an original Mobius kit?
Oh,
I don't know. Honestly, it wasn't old, the packaging and stuff.
That's around two.
Scale mates.
Okay.
That'll tell you where it came from. That's for sure.
One that's
Usually
gone by
Mobius, I think Mobius, what they did is they purchased a lot of molds from other older companies, American model makers, but I'm not sure exactly how many.
Not many.
Another company. There's another company called Round 2 that they
They
purchased
bought them all up.
and MPC, and they're packaging them in the original boxes, like when we saw them on the hobby shelves when we were kids, Jim. So but it's Mobius. They've been around a while, and I if I remember right, they were boxing up some older models too. But I don't know what the state of their company is right now, because they build a lot of stuff, but it's a pretty big mix of subjects, and it's pretty
mostly
cool.
Ford.
I'm sorry.
Mostly Ford products. I went through a whole list.
Well, I've also seen fantasy figures and monster figures.
Finally, sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi. There you go, Paul. Thank you. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's great. Yeah. When I said 63, a friend of mine has a real 63 F100. I call it his Mayberry truck, because every time I see it on the road, it makes me think of the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
Wait, just a question. Has anybody seen the latest Restorations for You video?
Nope.
Neither have we.
Right.
Where the hell
Yep.
is it?
Hey man, it's coming. I don't have my editor around, so it's been a solo mission, and I
Anybody
got
doing
a
it?
I got a resin printer. I got all set up. That's gonna be cool, but I'm halfway through it, so just be
Awesome,
patient.
mate.
I'd
Jim,
rather put out a good video and take an extra week than just try to put something out just to put it out.
hey, Jim, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got your third 3D printer. Now, I understand the technology is changing, from one to the next to the next, but do you have a use, or do you see yourself using the two previous printers you owned already going forward?
The filament printer, that comes off a spool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, man, because you always get that line that
I've seen that. Yeah, Adam Savage uses one of those filament printers for his stuff.
I don't know if my camera will pick up the detail, but I never used a resin printer, and I set it all up and I push print, and this is well, you can't see it. My camera won't pick up the detail, but
It is.
Oh, a good portion of it is showing, though. I see what you mean. What is it?
like it's
Like
just
some pumpkin.
yeah, it's some weird globe that comes with the printer. It's like
Okay.
basically a test of its ability to print.
Okay.
Christmas
Well, that
decoration.
looks great. That looks great, Jim.
That's what it is.
Well-
Christmas decorations.
Yeah, something like that. But so I'd never used a resin printer, and it printed this thing flawlessly. So I'm pretty excited for things like the truck I'm working on right now. I couldn't really build a winch like for the front of it, from scratch. Like I messed around with some stuff, and it just wasn't coming out right. But it took like all of 6 minutes to print one off, and it's perfect. It's like absolutely perfect.
Did you create CAD design the parts yourself, or did you download a file?
I downloaded a file,
Okay.
but that's where Wes is coming in, because he has he took CAD for 4 years in high school. He took like all the levels that they had. He did really good in it. So he's been actually at home. He's been working on some 3D models for like. When I say 3D models, I don't mean like a whole kit. He's been working on 3D models of a couple of engines and some different parts.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Well,
that.
for me personally, with this whole 3D printing thing, I don't know if I'd want to make an entire model out of it. I know that may be where the whole thing's going toward. But like what you're doing and what Ed does for his vehicles and what others have done, you can design and build your own smaller detail parts, like whole engine blocks, or like Ed did with the distributor cap and everything else. That to me is what it really gets me, like making your own door handles so you can cut the ones off the those older AMT kits, which are all crudely molded. You can do that.
Yeah.
That to me seems like that's. I mean, if I had a printer, that's what I would be aiming for.
Yeah, and like nobody makes like a here in the States. Chevrolet, General Motors uses their diesel trucks are Duramax diesels, and nobody really makes a Duramax diesel, 1/24 or 1/18 scale engine. So now to be able to print one off to retrofit like an older Chevy truck, like a plow truck or a Blazer or something like that, to be able to retrofit it with the diesels, that will just be kind of fun is all.
Yeah. But that is exactly it for me, is to be able to, like for instance, with me being a armor modeler, not extraordinary. What am I saying? Just another guy building armor kits. But if I could add on stuff and replace it, I would be doing that more than I would be concerned about making an entire model myself. That is not for me what I would use that for. I understand that's where a lot of things are going. What do you got, Jason?
McCaffrey.
McDonald's
Coffee.
coffee. Okay. Well, we
Caramel
get that all the
latte.
time here.
Caramel latte.
Caramel latte, 2 sugars, full cream milk, just delivered by Mrs. Outlaw.
Oh,
Bloody good as that. Oh, boys! Before I go up full screen, I've got to show you.
Uh-oh.
Don't stand up.
yeah. Wait, I don't need to see that.
Oh, he's got
Jason.
pants on. That's all right. There's
What?
nothing on the floor.
Oh,
Doesn't mean anything's going to happen.
No, true.
No, there's nothing. Look.
yeah.
There's carpet.
You can have a
Carpet
really good
there.
time on your chair.
Wow.
It looks like you're ready for rounds for once.
What did you do? Did you stack it on the shelves around you? Is that what you did? Or-
No, he
I
went and
tidied
put it
up.
all in the cupboard.
It's in the next room.
Yeah.
Got a broom and swept it down the stairs.
Yeah, moved from one floor to the next.
I've just got
Yeah,
one thing to
so,
say,
yeah.
Jason.
Hey?
Just got one thing to say from last week.
What, mate?
32-16.
I'll go, please force yourself and multiply.
So I'll say young Jim, so we don't get confused. Ed's
Yep.
just said there is a file for the Duramax engine.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His comment down on the
Didn't you
bottom
just
right,
say-
the most recent one. Check it out. Yeah. He says they have a file for the Duramax.
I never was able to find it. I looked all
Most people
over.
don't look at board parts, even though they have to.
What?
Don't worry, you missed it.
No, Duramax is a General Motors product.
Maybe
So-
you message it through his
Forward.
website and get a hold of him through that and see how you're able to find it, perhaps.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So, Mark, what's the plans for you for the week, mate?
We've got, we're actually chasing quotes up to get all of the sheds built. And Mandy's got a couple of appointments to go to this week. And hopefully somewhere in the middle there, I get to spend some time on the bench.
And how's your breast reduction appointment going?
Well, the scan for that is on Wednesday because anyway.
Are you going from a D cup to a C, or are you just dropping right back?
Unlike you, I'm going down, but you know.
I'm just working on it, South. And Bilge, what about you? Don't say work. Anything besides work. You are not to say
tomorrow's
work.
an RDO, and I've spent enough time. Oh, actually, no, I haven't. I've still got fragging internal fences to work on. So maybe I can get a little bit of time on the bench in the morning if it's raining, and then tomorrow afternoon probably go work on some internal fences, and then back to work for the rest of the week.
You are not allowed to ever mention work, because your words are every week same old work.
You need to put up more YouTube shorts of you cutting trees down, mate.
Do something.
Entertain us.
That's the problem, because I'm stuck in the fragging office now. I don't get to get out in the field, but I
There's
do
still
have
wildlife in the
inventory,
office.
so I might get out in the field, and I might have some interesting footage of me destroying stuff.
We're hearing
When you do
excuses.
Well, there won't
We're
be any
hearing
summer
excuses.
breaks till summer.
So,
We'll see
Mr.
what happens.
Chicago, what about you? Besides walking dogs, do you have anything else interesting this week coming up in your life?
Well, let me show you what I've been working on. First of all, just a model work, which I haven't been hitting a whole lot lately. I've been wearing myself out on my bicycle. 4th of July, I rode. I participated in an organized bike ride, and the weather cut it short, but I got in 40 miles. I rode 40 miles earlier today, yesterday now, and I'm feeling it. And I think my body's telling me to take a break. So I've been going too far with the cycling. But here's the Folgore.
Wow,
That's
easy.
painted
You
it.
made progress.
Yeah, I painted it finally, and the decals unfortunately are old and they disintegrated once I put them in the water. So I'm trying to find another set of decals. I forgot about these guys. Let me show you these little dudes.
Oh
See if I can get
yeah.
it up close.
Very good.
Let's
Wow.
see.
They're
That
holding
is
the gun up.
1/48 scale. Let me get around to that's helmet and that's auto. Those are 1/48 scale ICM Luftwaffe personnel, and I've been messing with them, painting them. See if I can get it up better for you. Sorry,
These
guys.
sounds great, Jim.
So anyway, I've been messing with them, and this is the kit.
Oh yeah.
I bought that at a swap meet about 5 years ago for I think $5. And,
Hey, Hobby Time.
figures
Hey, Hobby
are
Time.
awesome in detail. I recommend ICM. You want to add figures to
Hey, Hobby Time.
your sets. ICM is the way to go. They're very good. Anyway, that's about it for me as far as activity on the model bench. Like I said, I've been burning myself out on my bicycle, and my body's starting to tell me stop. But
At your age, Jim.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm what, a month and a half away from turning 60, so
Maybe.
that is not sitting too well with me in my mind. You can take me off main screen, Jason. People,
Hey, Jim,
your viewership
Jim?
is going to go down.
Jim, just one thing. So you're a month and a half away from turning 60, right? My father
Roughly, yeah.
has ridden from Western Australia right across Australia to Sydney and then all the way up to Cairns on a bike. He's ridden across the Simpson Desert in Australia 3 times.
Hi, mate.
He classes a 39-kilometre paddle in a ski, a canoe kind of thing, as a light outing. He does exactly what you do with a bike, and he is nearly turning 80.
Yeah, well, the age is just a number. You're right. I agree. Yeah, for me, it's a mental game. I mean, when I was turned 40, I didn't like it, but I that wasn't too bad. When I turned 50, I felt great. The best compliment I had was that I'll make this short. At the job I was at, they had us in for a lunch. I mean, the company bought pizza and a couple of because our production numbers are really, really up. So I'm sitting there at a table with a bunch of guys, all younger than me. And at that time, I was 49. I was just about to turn 50. And so these guys would talk about this, that, and the other thing. And they said, by the way, how old are you? And I said, I'm 49. And they looked at me like, man, dude, you ain't 49. You don't look 49. I said, well, I try to take care of myself. I work out. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I've never been married, and I don't have children. So I've lived a fairly stress-free life. But they couldn't believe the way I looked. So I guess for us generations, as we move on, we look younger at a certain age than maybe our parents or our grandparents did.
Were the
I
blinds
think
down
it's
at
really
that time
true.
in the room, Jim? Was
Well,
there any light in the room at that time when they said that?
Maybe
They
so.
have been drinking.
The
Yeah.
last 2 things on that list will certainly keep you from aging.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
My father, when he turned 60, on his 60th birthday, he went 6 + 0 = 6. Yes.
Yeah.
So
But
marked
no,
up
mate,
that night, something chronic.
Jason, you want to answer Dominic's question?
What is his question?
Is it-
No, that's bad. It's bad, but anyway. So basically, what it is, and my body's riddled with tumours, right? Anyway, there's a tumour that sits on the base of my spine, and it's about a bit over half the size of a tennis ball, and it just sits there, and it's into my spine, right, the worst part. So, and again, I know I was supposed to go smoking and that, but it's better than me being on morphine, 200 milligrams of morphine at a time, and not being able to do anything. So I'm a stubborn asshole and not real smart. So I'm just keeping on driven to keep going, and not giving up Outlaw, by handing over Outlaw to have it continued isn't me saying hands in the air. It's saying I need to concentrate on doing something still and keeping life going. I haven't given up on fighting. It's just I've got to stop to give my body a chance to have a chance to fight.
I agree. You're right.
So-
yeah.
If you
And,
give up, I will drive up and kick your ass.
Oh,
There
mate,
you
you
go, Paul.
there'd be a
Yeah.
you're on the list of people.
You'd probably get
so-
there quicker than I would.
I'll sell tickets.
Yeah, there's a big list. If I get, I'll never give up, people.
I'll throw in for fuel, Paulie, if you pick me up on the way.
Not a problem, Bill.
So it's that's just the situation. That's the reality of the situation, and I'm still alive. It's all good. I still look at this life the same way, and I'm not giving up. I just got to be a bit more smarter. And I know that's hard coming from my lips, but anyway, there's other people in this world that are a lot worse off, and I'm very lucky that I'm sitting here with you bunch of clowns and everybody else in chat to be able to do this. So there's so much more than what I'm going through. So thanks, Dom, about my back. That's the explanation. That's the reality of it all. And Mark, you might have missed it, Jimmy, but
Yeah.
he's taking over Outlaw. So, yeah,
Like everything.
yes.
Okay.
And he said you're an asshole, but you weren't on screen, so we couldn't tell you right there.
Okay.
Oh,
So
hang on. Your son's on. Hang on. Hey.
How's it going, guys?
Oh,
Hey,
good, mate.
he
looks
Just-
wet
he looks
this morning.
wide
Hey,
awake as you do.
You're
Hang on,
wiping
you
the
just-
sleep from your eyes like your dad too.
Yeah.
We just take the piss out of your dad, so you can back us up.
You're next.
So how many socks did he go through? Has he told you about his personal friends?
You're late for muster.
Yeah, what the hell's that? Typical bloody Marine.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's
It's the
awful.
Navy. We're used to being up all night, mate.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've
come
got
on,
to
he
cover
might have
somebody.
picket duty.
So there is something that
sleeping. I was out.
You
There-
say, mate?
I was sleeping.
there is.
I
Oh,
wasn't
sorry.
doing I wasn't doing anything special. I woke up and I texted him and he hadn't texted me back, so I was like, guess I'm going back to sleep.
So go, Jimmy. What are you going on, mate? Your son rudely interrupted you and was trying to tell us some bullshit story.
Yeah. So he's gonna get set up with an airbrush pretty soon, and I wanted to ask like Paul and Jim and Jason, I guess everybody, how well do those paint booths work as far as filtering the smell if you were to do it like inside, or is that like a not a option?
Okay.
Jason's old spray booth that he gave Pete that now I've got works great.
Okay. So situation, and I learnt this. If you're doing it inside, mate, grab the hose that goes out of it, like your exhaust part. Grab a 20-litre or whatever 20-gallon Home Depot bucket. Cut a hole in the top. Fill it with water. Cut a hole out the
5-gallon
top.
bucket.
Yeah, 5-gallon. Cut a hole out the top. Put a filtering media in it, and just run it through. The water catches most of it and it gets filtered on the way out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Buy one of these.
yeah, that's for the 2K.
Yeah.
I've got my. That resembles the Outlaw Paints logo.
It does, doesn't it? Now.
Yeah.
$45 at Big Bunnings.
Okay.
So my paint booth goes straight against one of my windows. That's always open. And so when I
What's your address again?
so yeah, when I turn it on and paint, it just goes straight out the window.
Okay.
Cool. Being in an air
works for me at
conditioned
the
shed, I
moment,
cut a hole in the wall.
I do have a window in here as well, right over there. So I have
it's a long
room
way
for a
away.
booth if I needed to.
Mick, I've got a letter from the federal government that says I can have medical marijuana and all that crap, but it takes me too far out of life, so I don't want that. So
Well, you can send it to me, Jason. If you don't want it, you can just mail it to me. That's fine. I'll try it out for you.
Dominic, pain does not consume me. Pain is just an inconvenience, and that's why I have a cigarette and take my brain to places like this where I can become brain dead. But
Okay, may I contribute to Jim's question? You're asking
Yes, you
about spray booth and everything. Okay, yes, I paint indoors. To my right is my spray booth, and it's very similar to what you have in the background, Jason. In fact, I think it's an identical piece of merchandise. But yes, I do spray it indoors. I've got a filter. The duct gets hooked up to the back, goes out to I got a window immediately behind the spray booth, and it's an absolute must because what you're seeing behind me is my home. It's my apartment, and over to my right is my model bench, and immediately to my right is a spray booth. So I've got to have that, and it does work. It does help, and I also use this respirator. You can get that at Harbor Freight. They make 3M makes the better one because the filters are easily purchased and for replacement. But frankly, if you're going to be spraying airbrush, you're using an airbrush, the filters you buy in this thing from the start are probably going to last you a lot longer than if you were using it for industrial purposes, like in a machine shop or powder coating paint line or whatever. But yes, I believe in that thoroughly, and the reason is that even if you're using water-based acrylic paints, never mind lacquer or enamel, they all have fumes.
Right.
You really do need to save yourself from breathing that shit in. I mean, I'm late to the party. I've only been using breathing protection for about 5 years now. Before that, I was doing it, and I had a cardboard box I was using a spray booth. And finally, my best mate who lives upstairs told me, he said, let's just do it right. And he went out and bought this spray booth. We split the cost of it, and it's paid for itself very quickly. And they're very affordable. The one I have is about $50. And it's easy to use, and it's easy to assemble, and it's easy to maintain. You know, you change the filter in the back. You go by standard furnace filter material. Just cut it to dimension. Replace that. You can. I take it apart occasionally and vacuum out the dust and the fibers that build up in the filter because it does accumulate, and it all depends on how much you use it. But it's definitely worth the investment. And were you asking about airbrushes? Is that also the?
Oh no, the spray booths. No, just the spray booth.
Oh, just the spray booth. Yeah. So and also get yourself some gloves. You know, some like
food handling gloves,
transparent gloves you find at Walmart or something like that. You get a box of 100 for, you know, whatever, or Harbor Freight has them too. I recommend that because then it saves your hands, you know, having to clean them from the paint all the time. But yeah, all of those things I believe are worth the investment, and it'll also help your vehicles. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about anybody here. We're talking, all of us, but I have a problem with dust in this place where I can't seem to keep it off my model no matter what I do. So a spray booth is definitely going to help in that area.
Yeah.
So
Hang on.
those are my
just
thoughts.
Because, just because Daddy's lonely, here you go. There you go. There's your boy.
Yeah.
Looks like
Show me your motor.
Oh, so
Yeah, let's see what
right
you got,
now,
Wes.
I'm doing a 66 F100. So just right now I got the chassis and I dropped the motor in, but straight six.
Awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, looks great.
Are you on base, mate? Or
No, I live off base. I could never do that. There's too many rules and regulations to live on base.
Hey, Wes. By the way, mate, we just thought we'd let you know. Congratulations. You no longer have a girlfriend, but you're actually married.
Yep.
No, we just found that out. Your father was saying, "Oh, you should see his girlfriend." Oh, that's right, his wife.
That doesn't surprise me.
So, have you got his future life sorted? What retirement home is he going to?
Hopefully none. But if he keeps that up,
so he's in the gutter. Yeah.
And
sorry, mate. I just had to put you on the
invest
spot.
in something like this.
Yeah, hang on. What?
Let's go to Paul. Yeah.
It's just a cheap container from the $2 shop with holes in the bottom. Once you've sprayed your model, just stick it over the top of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was for your head.
Well, it will fit.
Oh, it's that big, is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, couple other things. Boys, while we're all on here, and Wombat's not here, but he's put his hand up already. What do you reckon? And you can't say anything, Mark. We get Mark on either every weekend, and when he's fully takes over, he can either be on here every weekend or he can just jump on and update us about what's happening in Outlaw World.
Yeah. That's
He's going to be too busy making paint, so he can come on when he feels like it.
Oh no, mate! There's plenty of time when you make Outlaw.
I think that's a great idea. I'm all for it. Yeah, I vote yes.
Yeah, everybody hands up.
Absolutely.
Everybody, where's Bill gone?
And I think we need to find.
Trying to build.
We need to find. I'll say an Australian that can perhaps that's in the business. They can keep us up to date on what's coming in the country, as such, the new releases and the stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Darryl Williams used to do that in the Model Art magazine many years ago. But, you know, something that can keep at least the Aussies potentially up to date with what's happening, what's available, bits and pieces like that. But there definitely have to be someone in the business because there's so much. It'd be too much for someone that's not.
Well, the beauty with
Whatever's
Mark is...
released in the UK is 6 months away from Australia.
Hang on. Now, the beauty with Mark is that he not only can update Outlaw, but he's in the business. He knows he is associated with people in the manufacturing of model kits. I won't mention name, but so he'll be able to update you all.
Okay.
Well, you've just been thrown under the bus, Mark.
Oh, that's all right.
My pleasure. No, from my heart to yours.
Hey, Jace, can I have the
Jace.
screen for a moment, please?
What happened?
Can I have the screen for a moment, please?
You want me to leave?
Totally. Guys, the other day I went to a little hobby shop and I tried to promote Outlaw Paints. It didn't work, but nonetheless. So anyone that's in Australia on the Sunshine Coast or north of Brisbane, there's a hobby expo display only at Dicky Beach on the 7th of September. The only promotion are these little pale purple bits of paper that are around different places of the sunny coast. I have put it up on my Instagram. I've got a table to display some kits, but the guy's a train nut, and that's the main theme, but they've opened it up to everyone else. So if you're around the area on the 7th of September, come in, gold coin donation, and as I said, it's only a display. It's not a competition. There's no awards or rewards or placings. So it should be a good general day. I'm expecting it will be a quiet event, being that it's held in a church.
I've got an idea. Why don't you come back up here, do a road trip, and grab every model rail colour I've got, a few of each?
How come it's taken you that long to think of it? I'd already thought of that when I got this.
Well,
and then
obviously I wasn't worth a phone call to share that information with.
Hang on, you rang me literally as I was walking out of the shop.
I didn't know there was bloody trains.
Just go on his website. He'll ring you when you do that.
Yeah. And, so when I was in Tektronix Hobbies at Maroochydore, there's a young guy called Lucas Cruz who's just started doing some YouTube videos. He works at Tektronix Hobbies. They've got 25% off store-wide for another week. But I got this kit.
Oh, that's a nice kit.
Nice.
That is a nice kit, Mark.
Very good, Jane. Love
I
me a
paid
Mig.
$27 for it, Australian.
That's the 148.
Why would you pay money
No,
for anything that's not a
No,
55?
70 seconds.
Ah, well, I know the 148 is good.
Yep. And this is 70-second as well.
Oh, nice. The Chinook.
Yep.
Yeah.
I paid $32 for this one.
Australian,
Uh,
Jane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Australian. So I walked out of there.
$5 American.
Yeah.
I walked out of there pretty happy with those two purchases.
Yeah.
But when I was talking to the guy about Outlaw paints, because I took in a couple of kits that only used Outlaw paints, I took in some of the bottles of paint with the intention of actually giving them to
Hang on.
him.
Look, there's a built
Oh,
one.
look,
Hang on. I dare bring.
and I'm not sure if it's the majority of the hobby shops worldwide or in Australia or just this one, but he was saying that the majority of his business is all RC hobbies, RC kits, and scale plastic kits, glue together kits are kind of a secondary or even a third.
Yeah.
Same in my area. I went from having a full-blown hobby shop to having maybe 3 model kits on the shelf,
Yeah,
supply paint, and everything else is all RC.
Let's see.
yeah, and ready to run. Not even.
And you know what it is? It's the way that the youth of today pretty much want
They want
instant
it now.
gratification. Yeah, instant gratification.
Well, maybe so, Jason, but I think that the RC is it's not just 3D modeling where you're actually making a physical, and I'm not talking just about assembly, but I mean it moves. I mean,
Yeah.
when we were kids, we had a train set or a slot car set, and those are still viable hobbies. But RC is very popular here in America. I mean, I see a lot of kids in my neighborhood.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
you
got
were
a couple
talking
of
about it the other
cul-de-sacs.
week.
Well,
And
my-
they're using their RC cars all the time. So I mean, it is a legitimate hobby. I mean, there's money to be made.
Oh
if
yeah,
people want
there's no
to
doubting
create
that.
a hobby shop for it.
What I'm saying is the kids of today, the generation of today, wants instant gratification. They want to go
Plug
in,
and
buy it,
play.
plug and play. There's
Yeah.
no like we have the appreciation of taking something that is in hundreds of pieces and creating something.
yeah,
Then running a fishing line across the backyard, 4-penny rocket in the engines, and sending it sailing across the backyard.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many models I built with the firecrackers on 4th of July.
We used to go to the local supermarket. We go
Rocket
to Kmart. We
747.
buy an El Cheapo little bloody model kit of a ship. We would run home, slap it together, throw a coat of paint on it, put a little
Yeah.
bloody
Blow it up.
battery-powered motor in it, send it out on the water, and then proceed to shoot the living shit out of it with our Shanghais just for fun.
Bam, bam, bam. Uh-oh,
Hang
wait a
on.
minute. I just made a rifle. I might get bumped.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah. Can't
sorry,
do that
Bells,
2 weeks
I
in a
used
row.
an air rifle.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
Harry's got a model shop 20-minute drive away, caters for everything, rail, RC, plastic kits, paint, and an old church. Cool.
when Tim and I walked into this shop, there was another customer who was picking up his RC order, and it was just shy of $4,000.
Oh, Christ. You buy a car for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, RC
can
is
buy,
an
like-
expensive.
I
You
did.
can buy 40
Hey,
You
if
can
you
buy
want to run
40
one of
Ford.
those 1/14 scale Tamiya trucks or one of their 1/16 scale armored tanks, you're talking $1,000, close to it, just for the electronics that goes into the controller. I mean, we're talking close to $1,000 American. You know, going into this
Real
stuff.
money.
And
$10,000 Australian.
well, be that as it may, I mean, you can imagine what it'd be in English pounds. But the point is that yeah, it's an expensive hobby if you want to go all in, but it's there for you if you choose to.
Yeah.
You know,
Good thing
one
we're
thing.
not trading Solomon Island dollars.
I built me an RC ship, the Hachette 1200 Bismarck. That like you get the installments and you build the ship, and then you get the option of actually making it RC. And I was just like, yes, please, thank you, because I get to build it, but when I finish building it, I get to play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim, what were you going to say?
I was going to say just in the last couple of weeks of fishing around, there's a couple for 3D files. There's a few very large websites that have a collection of 3D files for 3D printing, and I was amazed and shocked at how many 1/24 scale engines and accessories, like from roll bars to Reese hitches to wheels and tires and just everything. So I think that gave me hope that there's still, because it's got to be younger people. It's nothing against the older guys in this group, but I think it's probably younger people like Wes's age that are making these files, and they're intricate and they're really cool. And the fact that they're being sold or given away for free, either one in 1/24 scale, tells me that there's still people, because not only are they offering them, but you can see how many they've given away or how many they've sold. And typically it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times that people have purchased this file to print a 1/24 scale engine. So that gives me hope that maybe, that the hobby is going to survive another generation or so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, when we were kids, we built Snap Together kits,
Yeah,
and that was like
Snap.
a step. Well, it got us started in the hobby more or less, and then we took it to another level where it wasn't automatic. Some people didn't, but I know I did. I'm sure you did. And
Yeah.
you can look at a Lego or a Warhammer. And a lot of people make that stuff. Maybe some of those, percentage-wise, I'm not sure how many, maybe go on to something where you do assemble something from a kit, or maybe you have someone create a 3D model that you then print yourself and assemble. But
Right.
I think there is going to be a certain percentage of people who are doing Lego and doing Warhammer and doing, fantasy figures that come already made. They're maybe going to take it to the next level themselves, and whether through 3D printing or purchasing, they're going to create something that they assemble and paint and call their own finished product. I think that's entirely possible.
Yep.
There's
Well,
a lot
like-
of people watching YouTube and getting ideas of car modification. If they find they can do it to scale, and someone's already gone to the trouble of making, a 572 big block that you can stick in a Toyota,
Yes.
they're going to grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jason. Oh, okay. Jason's going to now let him get up. I was going to say, you look at the comment down the bottom from Dominique. I heard recently that you can 3D print rubber tires for car builders. Does anybody know about that? Is that true?
It's
Yes.
going to be.
I haven't done it, but yes, you can.
You can. It's going to be. I think that's going to be probably a more. I don't know. Maybe he can answer the question better because I'm still new to it. But as far as the resin to actually make it feel like rubber, I'm not sure.
Well,
Okay.
the bit I'm not certain on is actually how, if you were to use it, say on an RC car like what Jason's holding, is the durability of it.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can
we're
sit- you
talking
can
about
sit there
something
and
that's
squish
actually
it,
going to be
but I
used.
don't know the durability of it.
Yeah, that's a bit different, I would think, because that's something that you're gonna. Is that an RC there, Jason? That's something you would run outside.
Yeah. So last year, this has been painted all in Outlaw.
Right.
I have the Flex Agent that goes in the paint. So this whole body and everything was painted. All it was painted.
Ah, there we are.
So I built that. It was the first time since 1979 I built an RC car. And I had it up like those points there, those magnets, so that keeps inside. I've got the magnets there, so the body doesn't have pins in it.
Oh, nice.
Very
nice.
So that's all Outlaw paint. A lot of it.
Where's my cake?
Is it Subaru blue?
Yeah, it's Subaru blue. And so even the rims are all Outlaw.
Simmons Gold.
Yep. But I've had this. I haven't played with it for ages, but I have private moments I play with it, but I'm not sharing that, boys.
Wrong channel.
Yeah, wrong channel. That's my OnlyFans. But yeah, it took a little while. Not that long. It's not that hard. It's Tamiya. It's the TT02, and yeah, it's pretty darn good. So yeah,
They're fun.
and yeah, I just thought, with the grandkids, we can take it out and play, and so all the black, it's all Outlaw. Everything's, and that's stunning. That look at that paint job in there. So
Almost professional.
I'll put it back. Hang on. I'll click this back to everybody, and I'll get up. There you go.
I couldn't find my baby, which is my Charger, but I do have a Ferrari.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Nice. What scale is that, Bilge?
I don't know, but it is RC.
Okay, all right.
Well, that's the Subaru Blue Outlaw.
Hang on. Hang on. Bilge, hold your cars. Hang on. We'll get.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Okay,
go.
Paul. And the Simmons Gold.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got all that too.
Great job, Paul. That's beautiful.
There's only one thing wrong with it. It's a Tamiya kit. The decals are crap.
And
Tamiya decals need to be set with X28.
Outlaw, Simmons Gold.
Yep.
Nice.
I think I've got two of that now.
All right, here you go. My little Ferrari.
Oh, nice little feather.
Yuppie
That'd be
mobile.
bigger than a 124. What?
Yeah, that's going to be a 110.
Or
18.
yeah, it'd be close
But
to that.
I can't find my Charger. It's somewhere in the shed here.
You too, Bob Wog Chariot.
Yeah, and that poor old girl. I've actually on my channel. There's actually footage of me out in the shed next door in the other bays, where I've got all the bays completely cleared. I've got a little bit of soapy water down, and because it's got lights and it's nighttime, I'm out there doing circle work with it, figure eights, and just ripping it up and just having a blast, because it's legal to do it on the roads.
What are you using there,
If you're
young
on the
man?
M4 and it's wet.
You have to make sure that.
What was that you were playing with? Doesn't your dad love you? What's that?
I thought
Model
you were
Master?
talking to me.
Testers.
Testers,
Yep.
Model Master? Wow. I'd have a look at yourself, Jimmy. What sort of father are you? Why haven't you provided for your son?
Well,
He's serving
listen,
the country.
Where is
There
the
you go.
parental guidance?
I have
Oh
one
my
to me.
God.
I got one
Wow.
Oh, God.
Jesus, help us
well,
all.
listen, hang in.
I do have front roll tins.
He doesn't have an airbrush or a booth, and
Why
he
haven't you
lives.
provided for this thing?
He lives in a. You guys can't see that.
Excellent.
So you can't really see it, I guess.
You
But-
can.
Look at the. It's shitty.
That's pretty
But,
good, yeah.
Yeah, I have no experience with the printer or the settings. I just found these wheels and tires and that I liked and printed one off just to see, and it's amazing.
It is,
like,
mate.
So hopefully that keeps people, in the hobby. Mark, what? And Mark's in Australia as well, right? The guy.
Yes.
Well, Townsville.
There you go.
Okay.
It's about a
Make
1,500 kilometre drive from where I am,
Hang on, Bill.
and about a 900 kilometre drive north of where Jason is.
Correct.
900 kilometers away. So, Mark, are you moving everything to your place then?
Yeah, I'm up in Townsville, so it's kind of on the northern part of Queensland, so the northern part of Australia on the east coast.
Okay.
So everything
It
will
gets
be up.
very windy there from December to February.
Yeah,
Alright.
really.
I like to
And-
call it Brownsville because it's brown.
Yeah, correct. It's very bad at the moment.
And you
Unfortunately,
must be.
Wombat's gone, but just like Wombat, I also have some very antique Humbrol paint tins.
Yes, we all do. It's all in our closets.
So Mark will be looking after you, Jimmy.
Okay.
How
Well,
will the Jimmy go
Mark,
with
in
it,
terms
you
of
reckon,
proximity to Jason, how close are you?
he said 900 kilometers.
Which is about 10 hours drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought because
Fair
you
enough,
guys
you
were in
got a Commodore.
Queensland, I thought because you were both in Queensland, you would be relatively close.
Have you
But
seen
I
the size
continue
of
to
Queensland?
underestimate the distance between things in Australia. But I'm learning. I'm learning.
Jim,
Have a look at a map of Australia, and you might get a little.
put a map of
Funny
Australia over the USA. That'll give you.
Almost the same. Same way across, just about.
Put it this way:
Okay.
for me, it's just shy of 900 k's from me to Sydney.
Which is where I am.
Well, I'm closer to Bilge than I am to Jason.
Okay.
By
It
about
does take 5 days to drive across the country.
Are you talking
Four
east to
days.
west wall or north south?
East to west.
If you want to do a
Okay.
trip
I
around
would figure
Australia,
it take closer to 2 weeks to drive.
Nah.
no,
east to
if
west,
you want to
judging
do
by
a trip
the,
around Australia, you're
distance,
looking at
but-
about 3 months. Do it comfortably.
Wow.
And to drive from where Mark is to the top of Australia is about 4 days.
No shit.
But that's at a slow speed. That's not at highway
No.
speed.
That's if
There
you,
are no highways.
well, that's if you're driving a Ford. If you have a on the back of a big,
So, Mark, are you when do you guys plan to make the transition, or have you already moved everything to your place?
No, we're still trying to finalise all the logistics.
Okay.
So,
All right.
So-
Bring the shit up.
just to let you know, also just give you a Florida domain. So, as I've told you, this gentleman down here, Jeff, Satan's Water Buffaloes, huzzah.
Wow.
Huzzah. Again, this guy is the ultimate brother. I mean, he
Evening, Jeff.
and Prez are just unbelievable people. You just won't find better. Sorry,
I
you're
might have
lucky
to
enough.
mute guys starting to
get up.
rain.
And one thing I'm looking forward to is with the sale of Outlaw and having that time is going down and spending time together. Like, because they're down at Coffs Harbour. But I'll be able to go down there and spend days down there instead of just. And because when we first met, over a decade ago now, they're very much an inspiration in what humanity should be.
Mm.
They really are. He's probably just wanking on at the moment, and we're going to a place called Bonville Golf Course when I'm down there in October, and it's they class it as Australia's Augusta. It's in if you had Augusta National, that's what Bonville is like in Australia.
Without the crocodiles.
Yeah, alligators.
We have
And-
crocodiles, Jason.
But in Australia, we don't know. But again, they are really the epitome of what a good human should be like. Yeah, and I'm very thankful. So, I don't want to tear up.
Wait,
or
hi,
anything.
Cam.
Hey, hey, there she is. Yep, she's gone.
That's it. We're live at the moment.
Bill, you've gone sideways. Oh, there you are. Now you're back to normal.
All right, guys.
While I've got some open air here, I
I'll
want
call
to
you
ask
back.
everyone, have you been watching the Australian Armor and Artillery Museum lately? They've been restoring another one of the Grant tanks they purchased. And they got a volunteer there who's doing a lot of dismantling of the farm equipment from it and preparing it for further restoration. Awesome.
Yeah, he's
stuff.
only done 12 grants.
Yeah, I know, but have you been watching what they've been doing the last 2-3 episodes?
No.
Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, when they turn that thing upside down,
So they could hose it out.
yeah, I know, but I mean, it for me, it was like, wow, they're actually going to do it. And then when you see the thing tip over and bounce back up, holy moly, man, oh man, I can't get enough of that channel. I mean, every Wednesday, I'm looking forward to my workshop Wednesday installment. Those guys are incredible.
They're
Was
not.
that
I just
the one
wanted to
that-
ask about that. Yeah.
They're Australian, mate. Australian.
Yeah, it's one of the ones they got out of that yard in Melbourne.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
The one with the tree next to it.
that guy had
No,
had
it's
like
still got
5
the
or
tree
6
in
of
it.
them.
Yeah, that's it.
So, Mark,
Yes.
what is your vision? Share us what your vision is for Outlaw.
Well, our intention, or where we see us going, is to make it the biggest paint manufacturer, but also maintain the quality and the personal contact and the personal interactions. So we can only make it as big as we can support it ourselves personally. Everything handmade, still the same way it is. So we've actually got humans doing it rather than machines.
Start stocking up on milkshake cups and
Spoons.
Spoons.
Spoons. I mean, James had the opportunity. He came and he was amazing. Him and Tim, and they had the opportunity. And James made quite a few colours, and he really started to get the hang of it. But he'll say everything isn't as easy as it looks.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And what about when he put 1 million extra?
Yep.
And
then
I'm ducking over and grabbing the wooden stick and taking a million by 0.1 of a mil out of the mix.
Yep. Yep.
But how?
And then the scales chucked cracked the shits.
Only because you broke them.
It was measuring something absolutely ridiculous, and it's like, that's so not real. And so I had to start from scratch because I couldn't rely on it.
So that's the thing. Like, it'll never ever, with Mark in control as well, it'll be the same. There won't be any that's close enough, that's good enough. It's perfect or it's not being sold. Yeah.
When I get, and this is, I've only just met Mark, but I can say, when I first reached out to Jason, I don't think that I think the personality, the like human interaction with Jason is what really. Before I even used the paint, once I used the paint, then I was sold. You know, I just placed an order through Ed's hobby shop in RC there online. But yeah, Mark, if all I would say is the personal interaction that Jason has with everyone. That's a big part of what sold me is
it's part of
Yeah, going on the website and getting rung up 5 minutes later going,
oh, geez, can you get off the subject? Seriously. Why don't we talk about me? Why don't you bring up a tank or an ASLAV?
That was actually him doing that. I thought it was some glitch on the website because it kept saying, you know, like, "Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you?"
What are you looking at now? About $100 worth of paint?
Well, that's the thing. We want to keep that personalization in there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As the highest priority.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Along with the quality, and we can't make it any bigger than what we can actually support.
Yeah.
So to us, the people that are using the product are the most important people. And we need to make sure that the product going out is exactly the same today as it was yesterday, as it was last week, as it was last year. And if that's going to be our two limiting factors, or our two priorities, I guess, is where I'm going.
Can I just make a suggestion, Mark?
Absolutely.
With your mistakes, don't bin them. Sell them as a lucky dip.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
you
really.
You know,
exactly
one
what
thing
it's supposed to be.
I think
Sell
I've
it
got
as
some of them.
a lucky dip. This is what it's supposed to be, but it's not.
It's a one-off
You
colour.
decide which way you want to go with it.
Yeah.
You know what I miss? The old school service.
Yes.
And that's what Jason, for me, that's what Jason used to provide, is that old school service of, you know, you could touch base and you can communicate with the supplier, the shop owner. You know, back in the old days, you used to walk in the shop and you wouldn't be just, you know, yes, sir, thank you, fucking see you later. You know, you stood there for 2 or 3 minutes and you chatted about the weather, chatted about what was going on, you know, like that old school mum and pop bloody brick and mortar shop service that you just don't get anymore.
Correct.
It's like when I used to go to the hobby shop I used to go to up on the Central Coast. You know, you'd never get out of there without 2 cups of coffee in you.
Yeah, or a bloody 15, 20-minute conversation.
Yeah, you go in for 2 bottles of paint and walk out with $300 worth of kits.
That's how I pick my shops nowadays. If someone wants to get me in and out the door, you won't see me again.
Yeah, that's it. In and out.
You know,
And out.
When your picture's on the wall,
3 minutes.
Bilge, when your picture's on the wall, they don't want you there.
I thought that was only the post office.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And if Andrew from Full Bore watches this later, this is what the engine I've ordered is for.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
There you go. That's what I was talking about. That AMT, they're using the original packaging, even though that's not made by AMT anymore, but it's the original packaging that attracts a lot of consumers. If they were to put that in a box with round 2 label on it, people might not gravitate toward that product.
Yeah.
You know,
if somebody said it was round 2, you wouldn't buy it. Yeah, so from Full Bore, I've ordered a 572 with high-rise manifold and twin hollies, and a set of ROH wheels for it.
Yeah.
I just want to echo what you're there.
Hey, Paulie, is it going to sit in the weeds?
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Going to be slammed.
Oh.
Hopefully the carbs don't come through the bonnet.
Oh.
They will.
Hang on, I might have to go away for 5 minutes.
Well, the 51 I built in 124th, the supercharger sits under the bonnet.
That's important to me for whatever reason. I like that, Paul.
Well, you'd be so used to seeing Fords with bits out the roof of the bonnet anyway.
Hey,
Well, that's Jason's flip paint.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's
Down
cool,
here, we-
Paul. Yeah.
Beautiful.
We call that a sweeper or a street sweeper, where you look at it, you think, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, it's had a little bit of work done, but it still looks pretty stock. But then as soon as that light goes green and you see nothing but tail lights, it's like, okay, that's not stock.
Well,
And the kit came with a 6-cylinder.
Nice. Nice. That paint's beautiful.
It is. It's a great paint. What's it called? Not Autumn Shimmer.
It is a nice colour. Fucking gorgeous colour.
Mm-hmm.
It's with you in the Marines, mate. How where you're based?
Mhm.
Are you in the? Can you nominate to do like say the Marine rotation in Australia in Darwin?
No. So, from what I know, unless you're stationed over in Okinawa, Japan, you can't. Because some of my buddies within my job have actually been to Australia.
Yep.
And yeah, you have to when you're stationed over in Okinawa. That's kind of part of the thing they do, as well as Korea.
Oh right, I didn't realise it was just guys from there. Oh, there you go.
I could be wrong, but that's just the people that I've talked to.
Yep.
So I could be wrong, but I haven't had the opportunity yet.
You don't want to go to
Darwin. Brothers in Guam.
Purple Aurora. Was that Purple Aurora?
I think that was.
And
there's quite a few.
is every breakfast still powdered eggs? Wes?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's not powdered eggs. They now it
They add
comes in
water.
like a carton. It's like a carton of eggs, like a milk carton, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
No.
Not good.
Mark, can I ask you another question? Mark, with in terms of the packaging, are you going to maintain the same labels that is currently there on the Outlaw paints? Okay,
Correct. And I'm just looking at your question. Yeah, it's pretty close to the same distance. Across from Perth to probably Sydney would be close to the same distance as Miami to Seattle. Be fairly close.
Yeah, I haven't figured out what that distance is, but it's pretty much a diagonal from upper left to lower right in the United States, Seattle to Miami, and that seems to me the longest distance of travel in the states. I haven't figured it out mileage wise, but
yeah, when I used to be a travel agent, and people used to think, "Oh, Australia's so small," and then used to get a map. I had maps cut out, especially to show them how big the country was. And it's like, wow.
oh yeah, when I was a kid, there was a show called Great Railway Journeys of the World, and one of them went through Australia. They took a rail line from the east all the way to the west across the continent, right through the desert. And I was like, holy cow! I couldn't believe how big that country was and how different the topography is going from one place to another. It's like going around the world.
Yeah. 5 days on a motorbike or 5 days in a car. You choose.
I'll take the car. In fact, I'll take
it's
the
a lot more
train.
comfortable.
I'll take the train.
The train is what, 4 days?
4 days.
And
Boring
very
is
expensive.
And boring as batshit, yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Well, no,
you
you bring a model. You bring a
you got a
model.
good
You bring a book. You bring your girlfriend. You bring something along. You know, to have.
Well, Mrs. Outlaw and I rode from here all the way down the bottom of Australia, all the way up through to the centre, all the way up to Darwin. It took us a month to get all the way up with a bike and a trailer. And you know, I had some dickhead saying, "I must have been boring. You wouldn't have seen much." I said, "What do you think you're doing on a motorbike? You're looking everywhere to save your bloody life. So you're looking out for
You're dodging everything.
You're watching everything." And it was the most incredible experience because not only I got the best part was I got to share it with her, but you just get to absorb everything. On a train, it's going by. You know, it's where to go. On a bike, it's in front of you. You're looking ahead, and you know,
There's nothing like going past a wombat at 120 k's an hour.
Yeah.
I rode
Or
my
you're
caravan
passing-
literally in the
You have
middle.
to take the
of
road train up the centre, and it's just you're being sucked
Hey,
in with your
Jason,
bike
you
and
see the,
trailer into this big road train.
Jason, have you seen the post Ed just put up?
Yes, there we go.
I was just about to comment on that.
Is it 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. our time, Ed? I think it's going to be 8 p.m. Central Time for us, Ed. I don't know, 7? Is it?
It'll be about an hour before the show starts. 11 a.m.
Okay, then it will be 7 p.m. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
good. I'll have something to do then.
Yeah.
Well, what
Did,
will you be with your sex life?
Not to, I don't want to get too far off track here, but were you able to ship out Ed's order?
Yeah, it's gone, mate.
Awesome.
And you'll there is a surprise in it for you.
Okay. I
I'm
love
not gonna tell you
surprise.
what it is. It's a surprise.
It might bite you.
Is it dishwasher safe?
Can you
It's
eat
safe,
it?
but what do you know about the prostate gland?
Not a lot.
Will's laughing his ass off there. Look at him. He's trying to paint and not cry at the same time.
You know, Mark, one thing I had suggested to Jason, and it was just out of jest, but I mean, maybe it can come to fruition. Make a line of paints of creatures indigenous to Australia. The colors you people have of all the different things, those things that want to kill you, and those things that are okay, is like all the colors of the rainbow.
No need to talk about our women like that.
Black, brown, green, and red. Done.
What about black and yellow?
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, you see the black before you see the yellow.
Yeah. Black's usually the last thing you see.
I mean, I think that would be the biggest thing for me to overcome living in Australia, is just getting used to all the indigenous little creepy crawlies and everything else. You know, when I hear about people who fought in places like the CBI and the South Pacific and New Guinea, I don't know how they got used to living amongst all that shit while they're trying to get any sleep, or you know, never mind fighting the Japanese.
They didn't. They died.
Dealing with the terrain.
They generally died.
So in the future, yep. So once Mark takes over, I'll be there in the background, be able to help him for a bit. And anytime he actually calls up and says, "Hey, mate, what do you think?" or "How can you help with this?" I'll be there. I'll put a hand up. But I feel great that he's got your support, and him and Andy got your support. And yeah, that's the best part, because Outlaw doesn't exist. Well, it does, but it doesn't exist in the way it does without your support. And you're an inspiration to keep going and making the best paint there is.
Yeah.
Don't you talk? You haven't put out a video.
When good people vouch for somebody else, you know, it leaves me feeling pretty confident in who they are, and I can't imagine that you would make a decision like that without a lot of thought and emotion as well. So I'm, you know, wherever we go from here, I'm sure Mark, you know, will do his absolute best, and you know, hopefully we can keep turning corners with Outlaw and keep spreading the word about how good a paint it is, you know, for modelers and
And just to give you all a heads up, and you know, nothing but the truth. So James and Mark were thinking about it. James wouldn't have been able to do it till late next year. Okay, so that's the fact of the matter. And you know, Mark, he's ready sort of to go. And you know, either one of those two incredible men would be. I've had offers on Outlaw, because you don't advertise it, but those people wanted to do things that shouldn't be done. They, you know, how much money can I make was the first thing. Their question, how much? It was all dollars. It wasn't anything to do with paint, or modelers, or helping anybody else. It was all about the dollar and how much they could make.
Yep.
Corporatism.
Correct.
I can tell, and I can show, and if he wants, but he probably won't, offers that are way more than what were Outlaw's worth, but it would go to the wrong people, and they do the wrong thing.
Well, that's
I stick
Was
by
what
me.
is Outlaw about?
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's
Paint
about
by modelers for modelers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's about
Exactly,
people.
Bill.
It's about
That's
the
it,
modeling
exactly.
community.
Yep. That means a lot to me personally. So.
Yeah. Do you think you'll? So, two questions. Mark, I hope you still find time to build. You're going to be really busy, but I hope you can still find time to build. And then Jason, you'll have more time to build. So I hope you share some of those builds with us.
Yeah, you could actually
Here-
get that workbench camera going, Jason. You can put some
Here's
mileage
a
on
tank I
it.
started 2.5 years ago.
It's a Tupperware tank.
I got to admit, I
Mark,
need a
bought
second
some
question.
one-to-one scale sheds to make.
So you missed out, Jimmy, before, but the wife's actually got a list longer than my model kit's ones. I've got a list of things to do around here, but the main thing is to spend time with her and
Yeah.
and everything else.
Family.
That's just a bonus, and spend time with you guys
Hey,
every
Jason.
weekend. Yes.
Jason, I have a question for you. Now that you're moving on from Outlaw Paints and your wife's got the honeydew list, how old are your children?
How old are they?
Yes, how old are they? What are their
Like
ages?
20, I think.
They go
mean,
from
how many are there?
34 all the way down to 16.
Okay, there you go. There's your workforce.
Oh no, you're
Only-
dreaming.
Only two live in the
I'll
house.
Pay off the drugs.
Yeah.
No, my 9 boys and 2 girls are amazing people, and they all get like we had them all over yesterday. It was amazing. That's why we finished at 3 a.m. this morning for Mrs. Outlaw's birthday. But
Oh, well, happy birthday to your wife.
thank you.
I won't
But,
ask her age.
16 again, wasn't she?
Absolutely.
What do you want to
Yeah.
get, Mrs. Outlaw?
And it's my kids are grown men. The boys are basically grown men, and teenage daughters, but they're out doing their thing, and they're happy to help dad and mum whenever they can. But I will not. How would you put it? If I want their help, they're happy to help. But I don't go, hey, I want you to come over.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
portion
but you
it
have to
out.
let the teenage daughters out first.
Oh, don't talk to me about teenage daughters. Anyway.
You can portion it out percentage-wise per kid. You know,
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
all have to do it. You can give like 10%, 30%, you know, whatever. And then you can do your part of it.
I'm just very fortunate to have my children and an amazing woman as a wife and all you people in my life. And that's what it's me and that's what I'm about. And thank you all. I'm not going freaking anywhere soon. I'm trying not to anyway. And I'll
You've got a lot of
be
models to finish.
go fuck yourself. What about a tank for an Aslan?
Lancaster.
Yeah, Lancaster.
Oh,
Even Moss mentioned it.
Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic. But the
Iowa.
thing is, guys, you all inspire me to keep going and doing different things, as well as my wife and kids. But I will have time to do that. Start there and share my passion over 50 odd years of modelling. And I can get on here and we can talk modelling, and we can have Mark talk about paint and all that
You
sort of
actually
stuff.
build something. That'd be a first.
Fuck yourself. Seriously. Hey,
The
are
peanut
you
gallery
religious?
is alive and well
Bill.
tonight, folks.
Bilge, are you religious? Go forth and
Find them
multiply.
underneath.
Yeah, go forth and multiply.
Hey, I'm actually doing something.
Yeah, well, that's
True.
a bloody miracle in itself. So anyway, guys, we're heading to 2 hours now. I'd like to say thank you all. Don't forget, I'll be on Ed's channel, so that's Bob's Hobby Shop and RC on YouTube next weekend, an hour before the 11 a.m. show here.
Okay.
Can't wait to see Will if he's around, Jimmy and Jim and all you crazy people. And we'll
We're not
probably
crazy, we just
hopefully
never
have
do it.
Rap on from Sweden. for the Instagram Vietnam build that we're all doing and a part of, most of us. That's going to be incredible. But I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that's been here in the chat and to you guys. Love you all, and I'll talk soon.
Okay.
Everybody else?
Thank you all for watching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks,
thank
for,
you,
thanks for
guys.
having us on again, Jason. Always a pleasure.
Next
And thank you,
And it's our
everyone.
channel,
And
guys.
Mark,
It's not my
congratulations on your purchase, and I look forward to the continuance of a great product.
Thanks, Jim.
And
Yeah,
don't ring
thank
me.
you, Mark.
Right,
Right
guys,
on.
don't
Very
fail.
good. All good at it.
Right, when we shut it down again, just don't all click ends, like piss off. Hang in. Right, guys, that's all from all of us. Thank you so much. Catch you
See you in
later.
3 weeks.
See you.